Hi everyone, we are from Eid Bailey and my name is Callie Kleinschmidt. I am the Regional Marketing Coordinator here and we are excited to tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do. So to begin with, Eid Bailey is a regional accounting firm. We are a top 25 accounting firm actually. We have three main areas of focus: audit, tax, and business outsourcing and strategy, with also specialty services on the side. Some fun facts to know: for starting salary, it usually begins at 50,000. To get into accounting or the audit field, some good background education would be getting a degree in either accounting and or finance. You can pursue a master's degree, but it is not necessary. Some skills that are great for this field are critical thinking, being personable, self-motivated, and willing to actually go out and talk to people, because that is part of the job. You're not just sitting behind a desk all day. Some other jobs that are within Eid Bailey, besides just the accounting, audit, and specialty services, we have wealth management. So think of your financial planner. We have marketing, such as myself, and that's what I do, HR, administrative roles, and several other opportunities. So you can get into the accounting field without having to be just an accountant. And if you reference your career wheel, we are located under the business management and advisory section. So you can reference that later. Now we are going to hear from Dana and the tax field.
My name is Dana, and I am a senior tax associate here at Eid Bailey. I started off about 4 years ago just as an intern. So I had the opportunity to do a tax internship the spring semester of my college career. And so what that means is I took a couple months off of school and basically got into Eid Bailey and was able to do hands-on projects and returns and essentially get a feel of what accounting was really like. I would highly suggest, if you had that opportunity, to take on an internship when the time comes. I was really able to see if I truly wanted to pursue my career in accounting. So it was definitely an awesome way to get my hands-on experience. As far as from the internship, I grew on. I enjoyed it. They liked me, and they actually asked me to come back for a second internship. So I did a second internship, kind of did the same roles, same projects, and here I am today as a senior tax associate. So as a senior tax associate, I essentially am on the preparer side of things. So what that means is, if you are working for a job, or such as your parents, you at one point will need to file an annual tax return. So essentially, you either have to pay taxes on your income that you make from your jobs, or you may actually get taxes back if you paid in too much. So essentially, a client will bring in their information. The first process is you go through the interview, you collect all the data to make sure you have everything, and then it gets pushed on to me, where I am more so the preparer, and I input in the tax software, and I tick and tie to make sure everything is complete and pushed off to our review. In the process of a review, that is when they look at my work and make sure everything makes sense, make sure everything was noted, and then it gets pushed on to processing. So that's generically, I guess, what I primarily work on. And if you know, busy season is what they call it, is where we work our longer hours, and you'll find that from January to mid-April. So that is when we're working pretty hefty hours, but it all comes full circle when you have a little lighter days in the summer and fall. So, and next up, we'll bring it up to Bradley to share a little bit about our audit group.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Bradley Van Dynes. I'm a senior audit associate here at Eid Bailey, also known as everyone's favorite redhead on account of this awesome red hair. In terms of schooling to get into accounting, I actually went to school in Arizona. That's where I grew up. And upon realizing that I don't like burning in 120 degrees in the summer, I decided to make the switch and come over to our Mankato office. So I moved to Minnesota. Believe it or not, cold weather beats warm weather any day. I don't care what anyone else thinks. What I do though as an audit associate and auditors in general, what our job is to do is to review the financial information for companies. So we're reviewing it for accuracy essentially to make sure that no one's lying to say that what they're reporting is correct. So for instance, if a company says that they went out and spent $500,000 on some big machinery, my job as an auditor would be to request different invoices and different supporting documents to ultimately look at that and say, yes, the $500,000 that they recorded is correct. So that's what I like about my job and being an auditor is we get to travel around, we get to talk to a lot of different people and a lot of different businesses. You meet a lot of really, you hear a lot of really cool stories. But ultimately, that's what we're doing is we're reviewing financial information and making sure that it's correct. In terms of education, I actually did get my master's degree at Northern Arizona University. Like Callie had mentioned earlier, you don't have to get a master's. It's just another option. It's the route that I took. If you ever do want to become a CPA, it's required that you have 150 credit hours from a college. So I took that route in order to get to that role. But ultimately, I've been doing this for about 4 years, loving every minute of it. Everyone thinks accountants are boring. They are wrong. We have lots of fun, okay? So just remember that accountants are exciting people. We do a lot of cool things. We meet a lot of cool people. And we're going to introduce you to another awesome person right now, and I'm going to pass it over to Chris Baxter.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chris Baxter, and I am a forensic accountant here at Eide Bailly. It is by far one of the coolest jobs that you can have as an accountant. You might be thinking to yourself, what in the world is a forensic accountant? Well, a forensic accountant is a specialist within the accounting field that investigates all types of financial crimes. We also provide training to companies within the fraud realm. We help them identify fraud, where to look for it, and also give training to lawyers on divorce matters and stuff like that. So along with obtaining your degree in either accounting or finance, you will also need to become a certified forensic examiner or CFE. It's similar to becoming a CPA. The test is a lot shorter, it's a lot easier to get through, but it's extremely beneficial for your job. It is also very beneficial, but not required, to have additional knowledge or background in either the military, law enforcement, business law, or computer science. And as Callie referenced earlier, the average starting wage for accounting is roughly $50,000 a year. And forensic accountants can actually start out between $50,000 and $60,000 a year. And wages will differ from company to company. Just keep in mind that when you're finished with college, you will have a ton of options for employment. For example, as a forensic accountant, you can get a job working for government entities like the Armed Forces Criminal Investigative Divisions, the FBI, the IRS, or you can get employed with accounting firms like Eide Bailly or other companies throughout the United States. And along with the skill sets referenced earlier, you will also need to have additional skill sets, and that is great written and verbal communication skills. Going into this field, you cannot have the mindset that since you just started your job, it will be a while before you speak to clients or other staff regarding casework and or services that we provide. Because even as an intern, I was speaking to clients, lawyers, law enforcement, and other personnel regarding specific information related to casework, as well as all the different services that we provide. And I have to say, at first, it was a little intimidating because I didn't feel that I had the knowledge to do it, but getting thrown into the fire was one of the best things that ever happened to me. Another skill set you'll need is excellent computer skills. We use computers every single day in all areas of accounting. And with forensic accounting, we use specialty programs that help us analyze mountains of data in short periods of time, which save us time and saves the client money, which is good for both of us. And the programs and tools that I use on a daily basis are Excel, Active Data, Word, ScanWriter, and IDEA. And these help me analyze extremely high amounts of data in short periods of time. And lastly, you must develop strong investigative and observational skills. You need to be able to think like a criminal. Sounds weird, but it's true. In my field, I have to be able to think like a criminal. How would I steal the money? And where would I hide it? Knowing how to find the who, what, when, where, why, and how of the crime will make your job a lot easier. You need to look for trends and patterns in the data. As we perform our investigations, we also conduct forensic interviews, which is where we actually speak to the accused and other involved parties to find out what happened or who committed the crime. And during these interviews, you have to be able to have the observational skills to pick up the subtle hints or clues that the interviewee is actually trying to lie to you. So with that, I highly encourage you to look into all areas of accounting. And as Bradley said, we aren't boring people. We're awesome. We're awesome and fun. And we really enjoy our jobs. We wake up every day loving what we do. And I wish you the best of luck with your future endeavors.
Thank you guys. That was so awesome. I appreciate the time and letting these ninth graders know what we are up to. So now we have a fun office tour video that we're going to show you, and we will play it now. All right, thank you guys. We hope you enjoyed your time with us. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.